Rico, I don't know if you've heard it, Jim. I know you've heard the story here, but Chad Johnson or Chad Ochocinco was on Club Shay Shay, that's Shannon Sharp's podcast, and they were talking about his financial responsibility. He basically, he doesn't spend a lot of money on things. And then he, quote, said this: "You got to remember, I stayed at the stadium the first 2 years because I didn't want to spend money. What's the point? Why are you telling me to go rent a house, go buy a house, or go rent a condo when everything I need is right here in the facility at Paul Brown? Showers, cafeteria, TV, couch, gaming system. What's the point?" First of all, this sounds crazy to me, but is it more common than not? And in the first 2 years or first year, do you live at the stadium?
You know what? I've seen athletes who stay with their parents or have their parents move in with them. I'll be honest with you, he hadn't gone crazy. You can't do much because there's cameras and security everywhere, so you're probably more well-behaved. As ridiculous as this sounds, it may not be a bad idea to just, rookies, you stay here this year. Save yourself a little money. Yeah, I mean, what they're going to say, no, you can't hang out here?
No, they want you there. And you're not doing something stupid.
I know, like, in times past when I had no power, I just came here.
Yeah.
I had to watch
I
had to watch a game, so I would turn it on that big jumbotron out there, sit on the couch or sit in one of those easy chairs. Nobody was here. Yeah, I'm good.
Now, he has also said some other stuff on how he saved money during his playing days. He said that he would buy fake jewelry. Doesn't need to splurge on the nice stuff.
Okay, I saw that.
And I think other athletes have said, like, no one's going to accuse me of having fake jewelry. Right. I'm an NFL player, so you can get away with it.
Correct.
He also said
what? They really don't care.
No. He also said when he would fly like commercial, middle seat, sometimes Spirit. Like, he was very frugal in his NFL career.
I'm going to draw the line there.
Okay.
Put it this way. If it's a flight to that's an hour or less, fine. Do the middle seat. It's an hour. You going to cross country? Nah. At this point, if you're going to fly commercial, upgrade yourself, at least get a window or aisle seat.
Now, one other thing he did, because, of course, athletes may not live in the city they play in. They have a home at home where he's from.
Yeah.
He's from Miami. He says he didn't move out of his grandmother's house until after his 4th year in the league. So
once
he would come
again,
home and stay in his grandmother's house.
Think about it. Years 1 through 4, we were talking about how he's this great receiver. He moves out on his own, and things start going sideways. I don't know. But, yeah, the whole jewelry thing, I've heard a lot of athletes because nobody's going to question you. They just assume, oh, you're rich. That's probably something I can't afford anyway, not knowing, bro, I got that around the corner at the swap meet. You can afford this, but so, yeah, you don't really have to because you're just buying jewelry to impress people. But I think he said it best. My name is what impressed people. So I don't need cars. I don't need jewelry. That was actually pretty smart.
Very rare for an athlete to speak like that. Let's talk about this athlete, an athlete that really has no position, but he seems to get the love where he's at with New Orleans, but he may be traded, and that's Taysom Hill. Reports say and indicate that the Denver Broncos.
Oh, stop.
You know what?
Sean Payton has a problem.
Just throw the
He may
flag.
be interested in acquiring Taysom Hill.
Some people like feet. Sean Payton likes Taysom Hill. It's getting borderline obsessive. I don't understand why he has to have Taysom Hill on his roster.
And here's where it may happen.
It's like Nick Saban and Bobby Williams. Let it go. Wherever Nick went, Bobby followed.
What's crazy about this is that it would work out for both teams. The coach wants this guy, but the Saints need the cap situation to be figured out.
And they don't want Taysom Hill.
Correct. And you don't want him. You don't want the cap, his number. Trade him. You get a 7th, 6th-round pick.
Right, because they're looking at him like, Taysom, why are you still here? Your biggest fan walked out the door.
Did you hear what Sean Payton said about the QB sneaks? He was attributed to him. He said, I'm going to do it every play if they don't change the rule. Well,
Smart guy.
Taysom Hill's your guy for it, huh?
I mean, if you're Russell Wilson, less wear and tear on the body.
He doesn't have to do the QB sneak. Let Taysom do
it is getting a little bit creepy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this real quick because Derek Carr, we all know, he can sign before free agency begins. Well, this report by ESPN analyst Jeff Darlington says 3 other teams have recently called and connected themselves with Derek Carr, but he didn't identify the team. If this just Derek Carr's team pushing that narrative out there so the Jets and the Saints can get going on compensation.
Well, there are other teams that need quarterbacks. Tampa could be calling, right?
Possibly.
Yeah, but we're
Carolina?
getting close to silly season where you don't believe anything that you read,
There's
anything
no
that you
names
hear.
connected. It's
Right.
just
Sources say, rumors.
let's get here to $45 million. Here's the reason why I say $45 million. Because Daniel Jones apparently is seeking $45 million. It was reported before it was $35 million he was looking at, but it may be 45. And they're saying the number makes, well, his team and sources are saying the number makes sense because $45 million per year would be lower than the quarterbacks that come after him: Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, and Justin Herbert. This $45 million makes sense for the Giants, though.
No. He threw 15 touchdowns last year. He wants $45 million a season?
It's the price of doing business. You know,
That's
it's
why.
no. It's a rotational thing. At some point, every quarterback is going to be at the top of the heap. He's not going to stay there because I promise you, next year we're going to be talking about, wait, they're paying this guy that much money? I do remember when it was Matthew Stafford, and somebody pulled me aside and said, you know what, in a few years, it's going to seem cheap. Seems cheap now. It's Daniel Jones. I wouldn't pay it, but if you're in New York, it's the second contract. When you draft these guys high, you got to pay them.
Problem is, that wasn't this regime, and he's not that guy. He hasn't lived up to the pick.
Got him to the playoffs.
Okay.
They looked really under Brian Daboll, he looks really good.
But part of me thinks Brian Daboll could do that with a different quarterback who wouldn't cost $45 million.
So where you going? You going to trade and get one?
Yeah, where's the quarterback coming from?
I've heard there's a team out in the Bay Area that's got a couple extra ones.
One that needs surgery that's been delayed, Brock Purdy. So.
Just saying, it doesn't feel like a good investment for the Giants. If you want to franchise tag him 1 year because you have no other choice, fine.
Yes, they can go get Jimmy G.
There you go.
They could.
Oh, I would love that. That's Root for Radio. That's Root for Radio with Mike. Jimmy G.
No, that's
Oh, and you just know. Jimmy G in New York. Oh. Derek Jeter.
all over again.
Watch out.
Gift basket season.
Right.
So let's close it out with this because we are in draft season. So let's talk about a couple, maybe 2 or 3 players here that this list has as young NFL players that are dangerously close to bust status. There's 3 I want to focus on here. One is tackle Mekhi Becton for the Jets. The other is your quarterback, Rico, Trey Lance for the San Francisco 49ers. And then another quarterback, Zach Wilson for the New York Jets. All 3, are they dangerously close to being bust level?
I think one already is.
Yeah, and it ain't Trey Lance.
And not Becton.
I think Wilson is there. I mean, he went out and bought all his teammates, his offensive line gifts, and he still got benched the next week.
No one took a picture with him.
Only love he's getting is from the players' parents, mothers. That's about it.
Oh, man.
Trey Lance, yeah. When I heard the stat that his entire career, including in high school, college, and the pros, he's thrown like 480 passes, and Brady did that all last year.
It's insane. People don't realize Trey Lance hardly threw in high school. He lost a year in college, and they didn't throw a ton to begin with. Everybody knows what's happened since he's been drafted. He was one of the rawest prospects in the history of the NFL. I think he had the fewest pass attempts of any first-round pick since the 70s. Then you throw in the fact that he's hardly played. Dangerously close is a good way to put it. He's been hurt. He's got a shot around a great
There's
support.
a shot for him to.
Great supporting cast.
There's always one that rises up in the draft every year. He was that one that year. So But yeah, back then, yeah, this is kind of a make or break. Lance, I do think that he's going to get every opportunity. You got no competition. You're with the ones now and all throughout the summer. If you blow this, then yeah, you're going to be labeled a bust. But yeah, Jets quarterback, he's done.
He's done.
Wilson's, yeah, he's already a bust.
That's fair.
And you know what? I'm going to throw Justin Herbert on there.
To being a bust?
Stop it.
Not a bust.
No, not a bust. But you know what you are?
Stop it.
You're an average quarterback.
Stop it.
You're an average quarterback. You are in that middle tier where you're going to need a lot of help. You know what he'll become? A Jared Goff. Came in, highly drafted, and never lived up to the potential that we thought that he had. I'm not saying he stinks and he won't play, but he'll just become an average QB. He'll become Matt Ryan.
There's too much arm talent for him to be an average QB. I'm sorry.
You're not winning. He'll be Matt Ryan. He'll be one of those guys that stayed in the
his
league.
team to the Super Bowl.
Jared Goff did too.
That's true. And that is in football today.